Hello YouTubers and welcome back to another weekly video. We are going to cover weekly video about solar news from the industry in India, international news, ancillary industries, EVs and research and development happening in the renewable energy industry for the week 4 of July 2021. So let's begin. Hello YouTubers and welcome back to another weekly video. In this video we are going to cover news and updates from ancillary industry of renewable energy industry, that is batteries, hydrogen, green hydrogen, waste to energy and other more fields about renewable industry that are upcoming. So let's begin the video. Air Liquide signs a new power purchase agreement for renewable electricity in Belgium. So Air Liquide is one of the biggest companies that produces industrial gases out of air. So they compress air from the environment and they split the air in different components. So nitrogen, carbon dioxide, sulfur, other they split atmospheric air into different gases for industrial usage. So now they will be procuring their electricity from renewable energy assets in Belgium also to procure power for their plants that are producing industrial gases. So good move, and Air Liquide is like expanding rapidly in the world and investing heavily in renewable energy sources to greenify and zero carbon their whole supply chain, and they are one of the biggest movers in green hydrogen space right now. They are investing very heavily in green hydrogen and a lot of projects coming up by Air Liquide. Hyundai Motors has signed a uh, deal with UL. So UL, as we all know who are working in the industry, it is a safety body that gives out safety permits and it signs on the permits of large projects. So UL is a big rating agency and Hyundai Motors has done a deal with them to give a go ahead of second life battery energy storage system. So Hyundai is saying that all the electric vehicle batteries that they will be putting up in their cars will be UL certified for second life battery energy storage system. That is, UL will certify from design to demolition of the electric vehicle. So while designing, the batteries are designed in such a way that they can be repurposed for energy storage once the life of that battery is finished in an electric vehicle. So good news for electric vehicle sector. And I think this is the future for electric vehicles. Like, we have to use the batteries as stationary storage. Indian Oil is also eyeing to build a green hydrogen plant in Mathura. So Indian Oil has said that we have specifically chosen this location because first, there is a refinery in Mathura. Second, it is near to Agra, so they want to implement this project near the World Heritage Site of Taj Mahal, and they are saying that this project will create awareness that we need to shift to green energy sources and move out from fossil fuels because it is going to harm us and it is harming Taj Mahal, because as we all know, the white marble is uh, degrading day by day and it is tarnishing into yellow and black. So they are saying that this project will be set up here and the power that will be generated from this green hydrogen will be used to supply to their refinery, and the power required for producing green hydrogen by electrolysis of water will be coming from Rajasthan, from wind and solar power plants set up in Rajasthan. So this will be a ISTS project for green hydrogen. So good news for Indian green hydrogen sector and solar energy and renewable energy sector. Sungrow opens another R&D center in China. So Sungrow Nanjing R&D center has been opened, and Sungrow is one of the leading inverter suppliers right now. They have supplied over 200 gigawatts of solar inverters for residential utility scale installations, and I think in India they are one of the players, like one of the top three who have inverters compatible with 500 watt peak and 500 plus watt peak solar panels. UK government launches competition to spur long duration energy storage innovation. So there is a new competition out from Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategies in United Kingdom, and they are overseeing longer duration energy storage for grid stabilization, and they are eyeing that this energy storage should support more than 4 hours of storage, and they have omitted the lithium ion energy storage, gravity batteries, pumped hydro. They have omitted that, and they are inviting new innovations in this sector. So the total value that this net zero innovation portfolio is having is 1.2 billion euros, and out of this 68 million will be available for funding of this energy storage and 60 million will be available for funding of new renewable energy generation sources. So good move by United Kingdom to attract new innovation. Ingeteam hybrid inverter is compatible with BYD's premier high voltage batteries. So BYD is now repurposing their old existing batteries from their electric vehicles that they supplied in China, and they are now giving them a second life, and Ingeteams now support these batteries and it can be retrofitted with BYD's batteries. So good news for Ingeteam and BYD. So in hydrogen news, Air Liquide is eyeing South Korea for expanding their green hydrogen projects in South Korea, and this is coming due to South Korea, as Cummins has announced that they will be experimenting with fuel cell truck plans in that region, and Cummins is saying that large heavy utility vehicles that are in the transportation sector, that is trucks and ships, so they are using Cummins engines and Cummins wants to retrofit them into fuel cell engines, and fuel cells would require hydrogen, so hydrogen will be coming from Air Liquide in this region. And in another news, Hydrogen, that is a Australian company, so they are having a project in pipeline where they will be producing hydrogen from offshore and onshore wind power plants in Australia. So a German company has signed a PPA agreement with Hydrogen, that is an Australian company, to procure their green ammonia. So green ammonia will be used to convert into hydrogen and run as a fuel cell for the cargo industry, and it will help in decarbonizing the shipping industry. So this news comes from this company, Trafigura. So Sunova and SolarEdge have been recognized as a grid partner, national grid partner on New England Grid Stability Project. So there is a New England Grid Stability Project launched by the government of England. So here they have recognized Sunova to supply solar panels, and these panels will be both DC panels and AC panels, so smart modules, and the inverter supplier would be SolarEdge to help them stabilize their grid. And they are saying that we also want to add storage, so they are also looking for a storage partner, and I think they'll soon have a storage partner as well, Tesla, I think. So yeah, good news for New England. Grid stability is an important issue everywhere. So Enphase revenues rise but shipments dip as supply chain constraints persist. So this is an issue for whole of industry. Any electronics and electrical industry around the world is impacted by the disruption in shipping and supply chain. So as we all know, like the rising prices of polysilicon and semiconductor material is causing a delay in projects, and it is no different for Enphase. Enphase is a microcontroller, micro inverter manufacturer, and they use very fine semiconductors. So despite being impacted by this, their revenues have increased, and they supplied 496 megawatt this year. Last quarter was 830 megawatts, and their margin has risen by 40%. So this is amazing news, and I think price hikes are being impacted towards customers. So this was an amazing article. I think everybody should read this. This was a research published by Fraunhofer University, Fraunhofer Institute of Solar Energy in Germany. So Fraunhofer has been one of the leading research publishers in the field of solar energy. They were the first one to publish about agrovoltaics, how you can grow crops and install solar panels. They were the first one, and this was a very interesting research paper. I read it all and it was amazing. Like, it is not just talking about solar cell manufacturing capacity in Europe. So as you can see, Europe had just 650 megawatt of solar cell manufacturing capacity, and they talked about different things. First they talked about Europe had only 22 gigawatts of polysilicon manufacturing, and only 650 megawatt of solar cell manufacturing. And they talked about different reports, like what is the time required to offset the energy that is used to produce a solar panel. So this was also talked about, what is the time that is used time that is required to offset the production energy required for the production of solar inverters. So it was an amazing article, and they said that whatever modules that are being produced, solar panels that are being produced in China, they would need about 160 days to offset their own generational energy in India if installed in India. So 160 days, and if they are being installed in Canada, they will be requiring about 500 days to offset the energy required to produce them. And they are saying that the highest amount of energy that is required and the maximum time that is required by a solar power plant to offset the energy for the material that it is built up with, that is balance of system. So they are saying that structure, aluminum and iron structures that are being used in solar power plants, they have the maximum payback time, because one, steel manufacturing and aluminum manufacturing is energy intensive, so whatever the plant produces, it needs more number of days to offset that. And they talked about various fields in renewable. They talked about green hydrogen, they talked about metal that is being used, so silver, tin, copper, cobalt that is being used in this sector, and they talked about lithium ion batteries as well. So amazing paper. Those who want to geek out like me, please read this paper. Another good news by India. India has finally recognized the need to identify the lithium exploration sites in India. So Geological Survey of India undertakes 7 projects of lithium exploration in India, and they will be classified as atomic materials, atomic minerals that are very important and strategically important minerals for India. And one of the sites that has been identified right now for mining plans is in Karnataka. So they are saying that they can produce 1800 tons, 1800 metric tons of lithium ion from Karnataka mine. So this was good news for Russia. Russia is planning a HJT gigafactory. So HJT is very high efficiency solar cell, that is heterojunction technique, and they are planning to set this factory in the region of, that is the boundary of Poland and Russia and Ukraine. So they are saying that we will be setting up this factory with Russian investment in the border region. So this factory will be recognized as the largest manufacturing gigafactory of HJT in Europe. So good news. Autowell Systems is planning to raise 550 million RMB for developing manufacturing equipment for TOPCon cells. As we all know, those who are in the industry and have been following my news updates or have been reading the news updates, so I'll give you a small analysis of forecasting in the industry. The whole industry is going to move to TOPCon cells very soon from PERC. Right now we are used to using mono PERC cells, but this is too soon going to change as mass production units are being set up across the world and mainly across China. So TOPCon cells offer like 25% plus efficiency, and they are doped with normal doping processes that are used in PERC, but they have a different layers to it. So they have high efficiencies, and this Autowell is a leading supplier of equipment lines, like equipment machinery, the machinery that makes solar cells. So they are saying that we are going to raise this fund to develop new kind of machinery that is going to make TOPCon cells manufacturing cheaper, and they will be also investing the same fund for N-type TOPCon cells, semiconductor packaging and testing. So semiconductor that are used in phones, and for packaging of semiconductors, that is layering of semiconductors, VLSI design, those who have studied in college. So that is called semiconductor packaging and testing, and lithium batteries. So good move for TOPCon. So wait for TOPCon, and TOPCon will be amazing. 25.12% has been achieved per cell, and per module 25%. So right now the industry is at 21% of PERC cells, half cut cells. Imagine if we use like half cut or 1/3 cut cells in TOPCon with tilling, ribbon tilling technology or shingle technology. So amazing efficiencies are in the horizon. Generac raises 2021 outlook for exceptional Q2 performance. So Generac Power Systems is a company that supplies battery storage systems for large plants and inverters. So they are saying that our revenues are up, and they have reported an increase in revenue of about 68%. And I think this move also comes, if you have not seen the previous videos, please watch, you'll get more insights. Generac last month acquired Chilicon microinverters. So Chilicon microinverters is a competitor for Enphase in US market. So they acquired this to have another portfolio offering of microinverters in parallel with their string inverters and central inverters. Premier Energies unveils new solar facility in Telangana. So they have established a new facility of 750 megawatt, and I also received the message about the same on my WhatsApp group. So congratulations to Premier Energies, and they will be manufacturing up to 210 wafers and cells in India. So good news. Soon we will have Indian manufacturers making 600 watt peak modules, and I am excited to use that, made by India. So currently they have achieved 19.2% efficient multicrystalline cells using metal catalyzed chemical etching. So this is a good news for polycrystalline cells. So poly cells have achieved 19.2. Good. So Indian government is proudly bragging like more than 70% of the equipment used in generation of wind power is manufactured in India, and they are saying that we are incentivizing wind industry by allowing 100% FDI. Currently solar projects don't have 100% FDI, but wind projects do, because wind projects are more expensive. The single turbine that you see, wind turbine with my cursor, this single wind turbine would be costing about 50 crore rupees. So this is the reason, like we have very few players in wind energy, and more of the players are oriented with FDI funds. So another big news in India, a large investment opportunity is rising in the Indian market for battery energy storage systems of utility scale. So NTPC is, having an intention of setting up 1000 megawatt hours of grid scale battery energy storage systems across all the NTPC power plants in India. So NTPC is one of the largest, I think, largest conglomerates in the power industry in India. They have about 60 plus gigawatts of solar assets, and it is a PSU. So they want to stabilize the grid with the help of battery energy storage and renewable energy systems. So beat that. And this is the reason, if government is opting, it has to be profitable, and this is the reason we should be opting for our own systems. If you can't take the power in your own hands, why wouldn't you, right? NTPC is also inviting bids for its tender to set up first green hydrogen fueling station in Leh Ladakh. So this station will be powered by 1.3 megawatt of solar power plant that is also being set up by NTPC under bid. So the NTPC power plant of 1.3 megawatt, we discussed it in June, I think, third week. So right now they have identified the bidder, and they will be soon giving out the letter of award. And now green hydrogen fueling station will also be auctioned. First solar to set up 3.3 gigawatt of thin film solar module manufacturing facility in India. So First Solar is the only manufacturer in the world of CDTE modules that is only producing CDTE modules. So those who don't know, thin film modules are called CDTE modules, that are cadmium telluride modules, cadmium telluride solar panels, and they are not as expensive as polycrystalline or monocrystalline, because but the expensive part is glass that is used in this industry. They are double glass layered, and they put a layer of cadmium, they put a layer of telluride, they put a few bus bars, and they sandwich it between the glass, and you have a thin film solar panel. This panel is very efficient in hot climates like Rajasthan, but I don't know why nobody is using these panels in India. I think firstly BIS constraints, and secondly the concerns of leakages in the ground, and cadmium is very toxic material and it could leak into the ground. So last week also we covered a news. In US they were opposing for cadmium telluride panels for large utility scale power plant, but it was passed. So now First Solar is setting up an Indian manufacturing unit to cater to the Indian demand in the hot climate regions like India. So they are saying that India has a demand of about 25 gigawatts every year, and we want to supply about 3 gigawatts every year of thin film to be used in the 25 gigawatts. So 10% market share, good move. LG Energy Solution plans to begin mass production of all solid state batteries in 2026. So this was amazing news. LG has reached the efficiency of 400 watt hour per kg, and now they have reached the efficiency of 450 watt hours per kg. 450 watt hours. It is amazing news, and they are saying that by 2025 we will enhance this to 600 watt hours per kg. So 600 watt hours per kg, like beat that Tesla. And Tesla is obviously using their technology as well. And now Tesla is combining Maxwell supercapacitors with their lithium batteries. So more battery power. And I think good news for LG. And LG is also setting up large plans for setting up a supply chain, like where they are also tying up with UL and they are acting as a UL authority. So they are saying we'll supply you the modules for electric vehicles and we'll buy back the modules for stationary energy storage projects. This was all the news for ancillary industry of renewable industry. If you got the value in this news coverage, hit like, subscribe, and please share the news with your industry friends. A lot of value is provided in this news coverage for free. And hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video of Indian news, international news, and research news. So see you in the next video.